Financial Times is the premier business newspaper in Tanzania. The Financial Times is a weekly source of information and business insight for the most successful leaders, executives, investors, and entrepreneurs in Tanzania and throughout the East Africa region. We provide critical business insight and in-depth features on companies, people, strategies, ideas, and economic trends. The Financial Times offers an unrivaled platform for advertisers to enhance brand awareness and move products. We will enable you to reach confident and informed consumers and decision makers who are ready to buy, which includes company CEOs, CFOs, managers, entrepreneurs, policymakers in government, politics and civil society, diplomats, members of the academia, and other key influencers. See examples of advertisement opportunities featured in Financial Times T sections below: telecom sections, real estate section, company news, banking, finance and insurance industry, information technology, national, regional and global markets overview, motoring, lifestyle. Get your copy of Financial Times for only 2,000 Tanzania shillings only.
In Capital News tonight, raises 150 kiosks at Mlango Moja Market in Mwanza. The government of Rwanda gazettes a gun license regulation, and Sports Association urged to invest in youth development programs. Good evening. At 9:30, my name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. More than 159 kiosks of small traders who sell second-hand clothes and shoes at Mlango Moja Market in Mwanza City have been burnt by a fire that started around 4 a.m. which was put out around 9 in the morning. The fire was extinguished after efforts of residents in collaboration with the Firefighting and Rescue Force, Mwanza Water and Environmental Sanitation Authority, and some private companies. Mwanza Region Commissioner John Mangela, who has returned from Ukara Island where the operation to MV Nyerere Ferry has ended, directed suspension of business activities for 2 days at the market in order to allow investigation on the cause of fire and assessment on damage done.
There is no thief that will succeed to steal anything, and I mean what I say here. We have managed to put off the fire, but anybody who will dare to steal anything while we are busy rescuing the situation, we will deal with him or her accordingly. Speak with these market stakeholders from this incident. I don't think if there is a trader who will be able to conduct business in peace. And if we will allow that to happen, it means that there will be chaos here. It is best to agree that we close the market today and business should resume on Monday.
Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan has said the problem of invasive species needs to be addressed by all sectors and it's a national disaster. Vice President Samia Suluhu Hassan said this in Dar es Salaam when launching a task force with the responsibility of finding solutions to the problem of invasive species. On his part, the Minister of Natural Resources and Tourism, Dr. Hamis Kigwangala, said that the problem of invasive species has contributed to extinction of species which are a tourist attraction.
This disaster is not for one sector. We made mistakes before to tackle this problem differently from each sector. Now it is enough. All sectors need to find solutions together. All the sectors and institutions by sharing information and get strategic plans to encounter this problem. My first visit was in Ngorongoro, where I saw grass shining in green color and some dry grass too, but kept on wondering why animals kept on feeding in the dry grasses instead of the green ones. By them, conservation was totally new to me.
Members of Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania and East African Legislative Assembly have contributed more than 94 million shillings for victims of the MV Nyerere ferry disaster, called upon the government to improve marine transport on Lake Victoria in order to prevent similar catastrophes like MV Nyerere from happening in the future. The Speaker of the House, Job Ndugai, said that MPs from Tanzania were touched by the tragedy, and in spite of their different political ideologies, they contributed around 6,460 million shillings, which will be presented to the government. There has been a big turn-up at the second day of the free ear medical checkup and exhibition displaying various goods that have been produced by women entrepreneurs, which is organized by the Association of Women with Hearing Impairment in the country for Vita at Tanganyika Packers ground in Dar es Salaam.
I call upon our society to come here and get professional assistance on the health of ears because many people are not aware about ear problems. But once they reach here, we will advise them on the services that we offer and conduct investigations right away for free.
A team of people with albinism and stakeholders of human rights have succeeded to climb to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro and voice their message to leaders from African continent. One of the team members, Lisa Lutzenberg from the Netherlands, is among people with albinism who made it to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro.
10 minutes ago, I arrived here on top of the Mount Kilimanjaro. It was really emotional. It was a really hard journey to get here. It was such a tough trail. But the only thing that really helped me was why I am doing this. By climbing the Kilimanjaro with a great team, from an international team, I hope we can deliver this message into the world.
I am happy today I have succeeded to reach the peak of Mount Kilimanjaro. And seeing people with albinism and those without albinism coming from different countries, they have come through to support people with albinism, to continue efforts of making our challenges be known. The aim of this tour is to remember our fellows who have passed on. We pray for God to bless them with peace where they are.
Now, Tanzania Food and Drugs Authority, TFDA, has destroyed cosmetics and medicines found to have poisonous chemicals which have been detained as evidence at Turiani Police Post. The banned goods were discovered following an inspection operation by TFDA on shops at Mtibwa in Mvomero district, where one of the shop owners was found selling banned medicines. It was during operation when they discovered that the shop owner had a police case after reporting that some cosmetics had been stolen from his shop. Moving on, Today is International Day on Rights to Access Information, and a report of Media Institute of Southern Africa, Tanzania chapter reveals that 4 ministries and some public institutions have been violating the new law on access of information of 2016. The report revealed that the Public Service Pension Fund, PSPF, is among institutions that has opened in provision of information, unlike the Ministry of Livestock and Fisheries.
These surveys, the Organization of People's Public National Fund, PSPF, is the one who have received the Golden Key Award by being open and truthful in being easily reached from offices and websites. But also our fellows in the livestock and fishing sector have also received the golden key. And most of the time, even if we take the golden key away to them, they never receive it. In the information issue, let us not only look to the one who is given it, but the one who is also receiving it. One of the things we want to reach is to show people and make them understand that it is their right to get information. Now, if people don't understand the importance of receiving this information, you can even make the people giving the information feel lazy in giving the information, since there is no response to the people who are meant to receive it.
And the Wahadzabe community in Mkalama district, Singida region now no longer have to go through forests in search of social services after construction of a 21 kilometers road that links the villages of Munguli and Mwangeza. Speaking during a public meeting which was attended by the MP for Iramba East, Alan Kiola, the villagers requested the government to construct a bridge over the Munguli-Mwangeza road so that it can be passable throughout the year.
But now we, the Adzabe people, are grateful that the road is fixed. It is now good. Maybe they can just improve it more because the road is near the river, so they can keep pebble stones to improve it more.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows next after the break.
The relaunched Financial Times is the premier business newspaper in Tanzania. The Financial Times is a weekly source of information and business insight for the most successful leaders, executives, investors, and entrepreneurs in Tanzania and throughout the East Africa region. We provide critical business insight and in-depth features on companies, people, strategies, ideas, and economic trends. The Financial Times offers an unrivaled platform for advertisers to enhance brand awareness and move products. We will enable you to reach confident and informed consumers and decision makers who are ready to buy, which includes company CEOs, CFOs, managers, entrepreneurs, policymakers in government, politics and civil society, diplomats, members of the academia, and other key influencers. See examples of advertisement opportunities featured in Financial Times sections below. Telecom sections, real estate section, company news, banking, finance and insurance industry, information technology, national, regional and global markets overview, motoring, lifestyle. Get your copy of Financial Times for 2,000 Tanzania shillings only.
Welcome back, and in international news tonight. The government of Rwanda has gained a law which stipulates a criteria for acquisition of gun as well operation of businesses selling firearms. Individuals, so a new law will allow individuals to apply for licenses to possess guns and for traders to also do the same. The Rwandan government has defended the move, stating it was keeping with the time and that the sector will be tightly regulated. The legislation replaces a 2009 law that restricted arms possession and sale.
The aim is to protect the country's worth, and you know the importance of the country's worth. These weapons may bring damages later on, but the basic is that if the government give knowledge on the use of them, then I think it will be good.
Residents of Beni in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo have decided to camp at the office of the mayor of the town. The residents have said that they have decided to take such action because they are concerned on the security situation due to attacks being carried out allegedly by ADF rebels.
Now we have moved here because we have no elsewhere to take our complaints. So we have moved here where there is the father of all relatives. I was alone in the house with all the children. Now all the children are dead, and the father of this one, all dead. Now what will I do?
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think how cost effective are you going to be.
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on the latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
And in business news tonight, mobile phone operator Vodacom has entered into a 10-year contract with Tanzania Telecommunications Company Limited (TTCL), which manages the national ICT broadband backbone worth $11.2 million, which will enable the government network to distribute communication services in rural parts of the country.
We believe that our cooperation with the government will transform the country into a knowledge-based society through the application of ICT. We are delighted that this investment will enhance the experience of our customers by enhancing their connectivity, as we like to say at Vodacom, yajayo yafurahisha. Asanteni sana.
Tutaendelea kuimarisha ushirikiano na wenzetu.
We will continue to establish cooperation with our fellow colleagues in this telecommunication sector and connect Tanzanians in the national sphere, NICTB, broadband backbone, so as to ensure that the government's aim of making Tanzania a hub in the East African zone is completed. It is a very important thing that our citizens get communications. You know, sometimes places with road hardships, if there is communication, life becomes better. And this is the government's purpose, to make sure that the citizens get good communication. So this selling act between the two companies brings a new history in the world of communications of our country.
The Minister of Finance and Planning, Dr. Philip Mpango, has said the government has started to pay VAT refunds to companies and various businesses, including industrial sugar importers. Speaking to business people in Tanga, he said the VAT refund claims were verified this month.
Ngoja niwape mfano.
Let me give you an example. We had claims of input agencies, almost 87 billion. When we looked into it, we asked, really? When we took a local inspector, internal auditor general, region by region, district by district, all those claims were not valid. So it means if I had paid, Tanzanians would have questioned me. We've reached a place we look like we are tired. So we are asking the Prime Minister if he can help us speed up that refund process. Because like I mentioned, we are doing export. Instead, we are using bank export. So we must pay very high interest. So it adds to our cost. Now, when our cost rises, we are fearing we will become incompetitive in the world's market. Because now we are reaching 17 to 18 countries.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda.
What's up? My name is Sean Garnier.
I'm John Barnes from Liverpool Football Club. The hip, hop, a hip, the hip, hip, hop. You don't stop the rockin' to the bang bang boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear?
I'm watching Sports Gazette.
I'm watching Sport Gazette.
And you're watching Sports Gazette
with Sebastian.
With Sebastian. Peace out.
Yes! And you can also watch Sports Gazette for highlights and interviews regarding sports. Do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
Welcome back, and in sports news tonight. Now, sports associations have been urged to invest in youth development programs to enable athletes reach international standards and participate in international competitions such as the Youth Olympics, where Tanzania will be represented by swimmers and athletes.
Muhimu, utaona tuna michezo mitatu mine tu ambayo wana.
You can see we only have 3 or 4 sports only where they develop youth athletes. But in other associations, they do not develop the youth. So you can see, when participating in the Gold Coast competition, we had a huge argument. We were meeting here, discussing which athlete should go and who should not, and why, through checking their standards, as we needed 20 Tanzanian athletes.
Youth athletes in the country have been called on to improve their standards through hard work like their predecessors, instead of thinking about winning prizes only.
I'm really impressed with Philbert. It's trying to do with academics and including combining sports. So sports and studies. You've got to have something like Philbert Baye or Suleiman Nabui and Winga Majala. And then Jimmy Agohi is now going for his doctorates in America. You got to have education and be able to appreciate the things that you're doing in your community. Like I tell Baye every day, I said, man, I'm impressed. I'm really proud of you because you're giving back to your country with your school, and you're giving back to the community.
And Lewis Hamilton headed Valtteri Bottas to a Mercedes 1-2 in second practice at the Russian Grand Prix as a title rival Sebastian Vettel struggled. Here's more on the story.
Hamilton peeped Bottas by 0.199 seconds, while Vettel was 5th fastest in the Ferrari, 0.543 seconds off the pace. Vettel, who had a spin late in the session, starts the weekend 40 points behind Hamilton, with a maximum of 150 available over the remaining 6 races. The Red Bulls of Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo were 3rd and 4th. They will start from the back of the grid because Red Bull have fitted new Renault engines to both cars, and as they have exceeded the maximum number of engine parts, that means they will receive grid penalties.
And Paul Pogba will play for Manchester United as West Ham on Saturday, but manager Jose Mourinho says no player is bigger than the club. Here are more details.
A clip of the midfielder and the United boss having tense exchange on the training ground emerged on Wednesday. Mourinho said they have a good relationship despite telling the 25-year-old France international he will not captain the team again. Tomorrow he plays. He's a player like the others, said Mourinho on Friday. No player is bigger than the club. If I'm happy with his work, he plays. If I'm not, he doesn't play. I'm really happy with his work this week. He trained really well. The team needs good players. He's a good player. Asked if this week's events will potentially have an impact on United's reputation, he replied, Manchester United is bigger than anyone. I have to defend that.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.